Recently, This Is America and the World visited Nepal. It's a beautiful country in South Asia located between China and India. Nepal may not be a wealthy nation, but it's a truly rich world unto itself, offering breathtaking landscapes, diverse cultures, ancient traditions, as well as warm and very welcoming people. From the majestic Himalayas, including Mount Everest, to jungle safaris and countless sacred temples, tourists, adventurers, nature lovers, and spiritual seekers will all find something unique to experience in Nepal. In Kathmandu, Nepal's capital city, we'll learn about Nepal's foreign policy and its special relationship with the United States through interviews with our U.S. Ambassador and Nepal's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Later on, we'll speak with a member of Parliament and the Minister of Women, Children, and Senior Citizens to understand the country's top priorities now and aspirations for the future. Join us to explore this extraordinary nation as This Is America and the World visits Nepal. This Is America and the World is made possible by the Japan-America Society of Washington, D.C., 21st Century Citizenship, the Frank Islam and Debbie Dreisman Foundation, the Nepal Tourism Board, the Sultanate of Oman, the Kingdom of Morocco, the Forerunner Foundation, the Rotondaro Family Trust, and the Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy. In Kathmandu, we met with U.S. Ambassador Dean Thompson to learn some basic facts about Nepal and its special relationship with the United States.
Ambassador, thank you for your hospitality.
Dennis, thank you for coming all the way to Nepal, and we're really pleased to have this opportunity to talk today.
Thank you, thank you. 8 months into your tour, how's it feel?
It feels terrific. I'm so privileged to have this opportunity and really honored to serve the American people here in Nepal. And we're at a really consequential time in the relationship where we're doing a lot to promote democracy and the resilience of democratic institutions, to promote economic growth and kind of help Nepal as a partner as it seeks to graduate from least developed country status, and to do a lot to celebrate the great culture in this country, but also the cultural ties between our two countries. So really having a great time.
Step back for a minute and informally educate our folks at home. Tell us 3 things we should know about Nepal.
Well, it's extraordinary. It's beautiful, and it's open for business. It's really ready for tourists, for investors, for students, for people who want to come and just experience great history, incredible landscapes. It's really a dynamic place that Americans would find well worth exploring.
We're just blessed to be here. This is our first trip to South Asia, and it's a whole different world, a whole different culture. We'll put a map on the screen as you and I are talking, and it's in Nepal, China, India. Talk about that relationship.
Yeah, Nepal's it's got this incredible history. Geographically, it is in a very unique position. Its former leaders have referred to it as the yam between two boulders. The global rise of China, the global rise of India are well documented, well explained, and so Nepal is in a unique position of continuing to exercise its sovereignty, to ensure its territorial integrity, to look for ways to have good relations with both of its neighbors, but also to play a role in the wider region. It's the home of the South Asia Association for Regional Cooperation, for the Integrated Center for International Center for Integrated Mountain Development. There's lots of things happening here in Nepal aimed at making the region a more dynamic place.
A population?
About 30, a little over 30 million, so on par with Australia, Canada, just to give a context.
Kathmandu, capital city?
Capital city's Kathmandu. There are 7 provinces, what we would sort of refer to as states around. I had set a goal early in my tenure that I wanted to get to all 7 in my first 6 months. I just made it.
Oh, wow, good.
And have had a great chance to see a broad swath of the country. But what it's really left me with is just a hunger to get out even more because there's still a lot I haven't seen.
What drives the economy here?
Tourism is a huge part of it. Energy is growing, especially green energy through hydropower. And of course, agriculture remains a very large component in terms of employment throughout. One of the issues that Nepal is dealing with is a lot of young Nepalis go abroad to work. We're really looking at ways that we can help spur entrepreneurship and promote economic growth in the country so that young Nepalis can feel like they have a real future here and can play a role in building their own economy and building their own country's prosperity.
How is America invested here?
I would say enthusiastically.
Oh, that's a nice response.
Yeah, from a U.S. government standpoint, we have a number of large programs that are cutting edge in a lot of fronts. The Millennium Challenge Corporation is here to do large-scale infrastructure, transmission lines, and road rehabilitation programs. That's going to be about $500 million invested over the next 5 years. Our USAID mission here, which works in many of the traditional areas like education, healthcare, agriculture, nutrition, but also expanding into areas like promotion of entrepreneurship and climate change mitigation, has signed an agreement to work to the tune of about $600 million over the next 5 years. And our Development Finance Corporation is working in the finance sector here with private banks to provide loans to small and medium-sized enterprises, the backbone of any employment network in any country around the world, including largely women-run enterprises. And they're looking to invest, I would say, anywhere in the neighborhood of $200 to $300 million here over the next few years as well. So we have a lot happening. That's just on the government-to-government front. On the private sector front, we've established an American Chamber of Commerce that has become very active and is promoting areas, growth areas such as healthcare, energy. I talked a little bit about the green energy a minute ago. And there's a growing IT sector here that's doing a lot of very innovative work that's quite impressive and that ties the two, the United States and Nepal together very nicely.
What do you see as your role as ambassador?
Well, first and foremost, I'm here to represent the President and the United States of America and to make sure that U.S. foreign policy is as clear as it can be to Nepal's government and to the people of Nepal. I'm here to establish a good working relationship with my counterparts on the government side, but also to reach out and help Nepalis understand America in the best way possible. As you can imagine, given their geographic location, given the distance between our countries, lots of things get discussed, lots of issues come up, and it's I think, great to have an embassy on the ground that can go out and explain firsthand what's happening, why we're here, why we're invested, what it is we want to do together. And I feel very fortunate that I've got a great team to do that with here and that we've got so much access around the country.
Mr. Ambassador, what a treat to be with you today.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Appreciate it.
We had a brief conversation with Nepal's Minister of Foreign Affairs as he was about to leave with the Prime Minister on a 4-day state visit to India.
When you look at the world today, what do you see?
Today, the world is going for the happiness. Economic growth of the world is ultimately good. Before 15 years, 20 years, 50 years back, world was not prosperous like now. So development, peace, happiness, these are the things, these are the parameters we can judge the world, and I think comparatively it's good.
Talk a little bit about the neighborhood, the countries in your neighborhood, Nepal's neighborhood, and your foreign policy as it relates to those countries, huh?
Both the neighbors are not only the country, they are civilizations also. Nepal is sharing between two neighbors, the borders, and we have shared culture also. They are friendly nation. Being a neighbor countries, we have a good relation with both the countries.
So India?
Yeah, India, we have a very close relation, political, cultural, developments, and so many aspects. We are trade, transit, we are indulged with Indian side, and China is also a good neighbor, and we don't have any disputes with China.
So your foreign policy is very peaceful in the
Yeah, we are peaceful country. We are working for peace. We believe in democracy, human rights, and we are the pluralistic society.
How is Nepal doing as far as development and growth is concerned with these two countries as trading partners and as cultural partners?
China and India has huge potentiality in Nepal to investment, to trade, and there are so many tourists from China and India. They can visit a beautiful country like Nepal. So I think there are so many aspects. They can invest here in hydro project infrastructures, other things, and we are also going to see possibility of trade in especially the energy sector in coming days with India.
Energy.
Yeah, a clean energy.
This is the 75th anniversary between Nepal and the United States.
Yeah.
How important is that?
It's very important. United States is very important country, a partner in development for Nepal. We have a relation with Americans second after Britain, diplomatic relations also. One time United States was the first country among the donor countries in Nepal. So many people from America to see the Himalaya here, and they are the very good tourist for us also. They are helping us in so many fields, in education, in infrastructure, in human resource development, in empowering, so many fields. American people are helping Nepal, and we have a very good relations with Americans.
So USAID has invested, huh?
USAID, American government, other institutions are also helping us in.
And corporations are investing, American corporations?
Yes, still we need more investment from United States in IT sector and other sectors in this field.
What is the goal of the government here as far as IT is concerned?
IT is a global concern, not only for Nepal. If IT will be the part of our life, then the life will be easy and the connectivity among the people and the world will be better.
When I was thinking of the location, the relationship with China and with India, and they have not taken a hard stance on the war in Ukraine. Does Nepal have a position as well?
Nepal, basically, we believe in the principle of United Nations. We are committed to UN Charter, and we see the world through the goggles of United UN. UN. So UN is very important. Those countries who are the member of United Nations, their independence is very important for us. No country should be intervened in the internal military intervention in any country.
Mm-hmm. So we can just hope for some peace, huh?
Yes, we are working. We want peace everywhere in the world, in Ukraine also.
How would you like to see thank you for the honest answer. How would you like to see the relationship with the United States grow?
The relation between Nepal and United States are, I already told you that they are old, 75 years back, since we have good relations. And in coming days, the relation between the two countries will be further go ahead. We are yesterday or few days back, I just request to American ambassador that if possible, American president can come to Nepal from Delhi after joining the G20 meeting, then we will welcome him.
Whoa, that would be terrific. It would be terrific for us as well as for you. Excellency, thank you so much. Thank you.
We talked with a current member of parliament, who's also a former First Lady of Nepal, and the Minister of Women, Children, and Senior Citizens to discover what's going on domestically in Nepal.
It's very unusual that a man is head of the Ministry for Women and Children and Senior Citizens.
Herein, first of all, we believe that men and women are equal. And it seems that I am the Minister for Women only, but my ministry is actually responsible for the issues of the children and also for the issues of the senior citizens, the elderly citizens. So as a whole, I would like to say that since there is no discrimination between men and women, that I am here in this position.
So let's take each of the three. What is your top priority for women?
As for the women's issues, our very first priority is the women themselves. Women are the mothers of the children, and they are also the caregivers for our senior citizens. Thus, fighting against gender-based violence, fighting against discrimination against women is our topmost priority.
Violence and discrimination, huh?
Yeah.
What is your chief priority, number one priority, for the children?
With regards to the children, our topmost priority is to provide guardianship to the children who have lost their parents in the era of violence and conflict in Nepal. Many children have lost their parents, they have been orphaned. So the state should take care of them as the guardian. We should ensure a good life for them. We should provide them with the education and also take care of their livelihood. Likewise, we are also looking after our children in the street children, and also the children who are in the workforce. Ending child labor is our topmost priority.
And what is your number one priority for the senior citizens?
As for the senior citizens, if the home is not safe for them, we need to provide them a safe shelter to stay. We also need to advance or modernize our old age homes. Likewise, we should also be able to use the expertise and the experience and the education of the senior citizens that they have accumulated over their lives. So utilizing their skills and knowledge is our priority, and also providing them respect is also our priority.
Respect is very important in the Asian culture, isn't it?
Yeah, yes.
What are your challenges?
As for the challenges, Nepal is a poor country, and there is lack of education in a significant population. Children who are educated they usually take care of their parents. But in our villages, the children might not be educated and their parents in their old age might not be able to work or provide any contribution. So in those circumstances, those senior citizens are suffering. So as a state, we need to introduce programs which will ensure the safety of those senior citizens and also provide them access to the health services in the hospitals. We should also utilize their skills and their knowledge for the prosperity of the nation. So that is our challenge at the moment.
Minister, we thank you for our visit and congratulations on your new position, and we wish you the very best.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You see progress and you see growth and development.
Yes, I see all three.
Last few days, big presentation of the budget by the Prime Minister. What are the priorities for the country?
Well, the priority is economic recovery, and even just running the government is a challenge now, because first we had COVID and the economy shut down for almost 2 years. And then as we were recovering, then the war in Ukraine happened. So as you know, it's affected everybody all over the world. So tourism, which was one of our biggest businesses, has had a big slump. Then also, everything has become expensive, because once fuel prices rise, then everything becomes expensive. We have problem even accessing things like wheat.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things have resulted in additional challenges, because our country has just become a federated country. So we have more local governments, we have governments at the provinces, and there is a slight increase in the representation. Not that it's a bad thing, representation is a good thing, but how to run the local governments and how to increase the revenue base. That is a challenge for us right now.
If you and I walk down the street together, of course you would be recognized very quickly, and you ask 10 people in Nepal what their number one concern would be, what do you think they'd say collectively?
I think it'd be unemployment.
Unemployment.
Yeah, because a lot of our youth have to go abroad to get employment. And now it's almost a fashion. Everybody wants to go, even because the terms of work here is not bad, but compared to what you would get in, say, Australia or Canada or even the Middle East, I mean, we don't have that scale of payment. So everybody goes abroad, at least for a few years. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea, because during COVID, a lot of the youth came back. They came back with skills. And now you can see, like there's so many bakeries and coffee shops and small restaurants and other little businesses which have sprouted up from what they've learned from their trips abroad. But I think the ideal thing for people is access to better jobs and also to better quality of education.
What are your specific priorities, your personal priorities?
Well, my biggest priority is to see a lot more women in politics, because I think only women can represent women, because though we live in the same room and universe and family, our needs and what we aspire to is very different from what men aspire to. And also as a woman, I feel there's so much misogyny in Nepali society that it's a very, very patriarchal society, and misogyny, I don't only blame the men, but even the women, because of the socialization process, they have a very our own view about women is that we are less than men.
For Nepal, do you have great hope?
Yes, I do, because our second biggest resource is hydropower, and now we are developing it in a big way with India as our market, also with Bangladesh now. So if we can sell hydropower, and if our local governments are able to respond to the needs of the local people in the way they should be, I think we will be fine. I think we'll be fine. And of course, there's always the challenge of climate change, which is going to affect us, even though we are not the ones causing it. But But I feel very hopeful that, we will pull through and we will become a rich country in another 10, 15 years, I think.
God bless. So good to be with you.
Thank you
so much for the wonderful conversation.
Special thanks to the Yak and Yeti Hotel, our home away from home in downtown Kathmandu, and for this program, the Babar Mahal Villas. I want to share with you some short pieces from interviews that I've done over the years. I call them reflections, and you can find them on the media platform Substack. They're filled with wisdom and inspiration and motivation, so search Dennis Wholey on Substack.com. Enjoy and share. For information about This Is America and the World, visit our YouTube channel, This Is America TV, visit our website, thisisamerica.net, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. This Is America and the World is made possible by the Japan-America Society of Washington, D.C., 21st Century Citizenship, the Frank Islam and Debbie Dreisman Foundation, the Nepal Tourism Board, the Sultanate of Oman, the Kingdom of Morocco, the Forerunner Foundation, the Rotondaro Family Trust, and the Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy.